How should one prepare for seminary? How should one prepare for seminary? Well, that's a question that I would need to know more about you personally. So general answers may be helpful, may not be helpful, but I don't think seminary should be, although it probably is in many ways, an academic exercise or an environment primarily, but should be a spiritual, liturgical, prayerful endeavor where the young men, future priests, are fully initiated into the spiritual struggle, the spiritual warfare, the life of prayer, what it means, what sin means, what passions mean, what all these things mean. How do you deal with all these sicknesses of the soul and all the rest? And so if that's the case, and that's why you're going to seminary, and that's what you need to learn in seminary, then, and you're not necessarily going to get a full, proper seminary introduction to all of that, then maybe that's what you need to focus on. You need to focus on that which is going to make you a spiritual director, father, guide, because I think that's what's lacking today. So run to the books and to the spiritual fathers and to the elders of the saints that initiate one into that. Have examples of those saints before you: Saint Nicholas Planat, Saint John of Kronstadt, and other great saints and elders who were clergymen in our day, like Saint Philotheos Zervakos, who's a great confessor, or Elder Ephraim, who's a great confessor, and many, many others. This is far more important today, to be able to have to be a spiritual guide and to heal souls through the mysteries and through confession and repentance, than the vast majority of knowledge you're going to learn in an academic environment, an academic setting. So I think that's a big part of what people should be focusing on. They might have to do a lot of it on their own. I don't know. I haven't been to a seminary in America, so I'm not talking about seminaries in America. I have not been. I went to seminary in theological school in Greece. So, and then of course you prepare for seminary like any other. You should be going deeper in the spiritual life, prayer, fasting, the Jesus prayer, all of that. And I would say read those texts that they're not going to assign you. Like there's going to be, from my understanding, there's going to be texts that they don't want to assign in United States seminaries, at least in some. And you should have a well-rounded understanding of these things. For instance, I remember back in the day, 25 years ago, there was a book called I Confess One Baptism of Father George Metalinos, who happened to be one of my mentors in Greece and a friend of ours, a family friend, who wrote a wonderful text on the study of the Kolivadis fathers and how they understood the question of baptism of non-Orthodox. That book was banned. That book was banned in the 1997, 96, I forget. It was banned in the seminaries. I think St. Vladimir's banned it. I'm not sure about Holy Cross. So that book, we don't ban books in the Orthodox Church. What's going on here? Why would that have happened? Why can't we engage that book and see what they have to say and then deal with it? We need desperately to have open, frank, loving discussions about these matters. Debates, if you like, but discussions certainly about these matters in the church. And so if you're going to go to seminary, you're not going to ever get exposed to these things because of fear or because of some kind of desire to ban books, then I think that's something else you need to pay attention to. So you get a proper education, proper initiation, and you're prepared to totally understand. I have priests who I know who come to me recently. They went to seminary in the 2000s, early 2000s, and they said, a lot of what you say and teach, I've never heard in seminary. Never heard any of that in seminary. I said, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why that. It's pretty basic. Now, increasingly, seminaries in Greece, I think, are also becoming more ecumenistic, so that's unfortunate. But we did have such professors and did have such teachings in Greece. In my day, we had Professor Theodore Zisis and Chaldigidis and Metalinos, and these who were patristic scholars and men who were close to the contemporary saints. But increasingly, that's not the case. So you have to take some time and effort to get to know those matters, those issues, those books, like our own book that's been published recently on the reception of the heterodox, which apparently is also being eschewed by certain quarters of the church, unfortunately, without engaging it. Let's engage it. Let's talk about it. Let's debate it. Let's see what's wrong with it. Let's make it better. Somebody was commenting earlier about this book is this. I said, let's get a better, more complete and exact examination of the book and tell us where we went wrong, not just generalities. So I think if you're going to go to seminary, you need to make sure you take care of those things which the seminary will not address. You need to go to the monasteries and spend time. You need to go, if possible, to Mount Athos and spend time. You need to do that which the seminary is not going to offer you and get a full, well-rounded introduction and preparation. You need to read something like St. Nicodemus Examen, which I don't think they're going to assign you in the seminary. Maybe they will. I don't know, but maybe not. So things like that.